Hello everyone, my name is Lisa Kester with Wild Acorns Art Studio, and today I have something a little bit different I'm painting. I'm using acrylics and I'm going to paint an antique window. Now this is only about the third or fourth one I guess that I've painted, and they're a little, I think they're a little tricky to paint because the paint dries out really fast, so for me it's harder to blend your colors and things. And I know there's additives you can add to your paint, but I don't think I have any of those on hand, but maybe next time I'll try that. But anyway, you can see the sun is out today. We just had a storm kind of go through here, but not a very bad storm, so we got kind of lucked out. But we've had so much rain. Oh my gosh, you can see my fan. Got my fan going in here. I'd like to turn the air on. It's so humid outside. And then you can see my light box. That's where I take some of my photographs. My son bought that for me, gosh, years ago. But it's so nice because I've got like white wooden planks inside. And then I can set my pottery in there, whatever, and take photos. And it's nice and bright. And but yeah, so I like that. Let's see. Let me try to turn you around a little bit. You can see all my my canvases stacked up and all my stuff. I've been loading my shed up for my sale this weekend. It was supposed to be like a 5% chance of rain, but now they're saying 40% chance of rain. So I hope they're wrong. I'm going to get up here real quick and turn on another light because it feels kind of dark to me. Hopefully I won't knock the phone off the stand here. I'm sure. Hold on, I know it's going to move. I can't reach it. There we go. Okay, I'm back. That's a little bit brighter. Okay. Let's see, where are we? Okay, so here it is. I like to paint the smaller ones if I can. The bigger ones, they're so heavy. So now on this one I've painted the back already. So the back side of the glass is painted white. And you don't have to do that. I kind of like sometimes not to do that. But I don't know why I did it. It makes it more opaque so you can't really see through it that much. But sometimes it's kind of neat, you know, that you can. These are my acrylic paints that I've shown you guys before. These are all golden paints that I've put in here. If you're not familiar with the Golden brand, these are really, really nice. They're a little more fluid than the tube acrylics, which the only downside to that is they can run. So I'm hoping, I've got this tilted up so you guys can see it. When I did a daisy one that you probably saw on my Instagram page. But the daisy one, I laid it flat, and when I tried to stand it up a little bit, it ran. So I'm really hoping this doesn't run. So what I'm going to do first is paint the background. So, and I have added a little bit of white paint around the sides, just to kind of even out the color and seal the wood a little bit in case somebody hangs this outside. I would not suggest really painting it outside or hanging it outside in the elements. I got a box back here. Let's see. Oops. Yeah, I got a box back here. I don't want to scratch the. Gosh darn it! I don't know why I moved it because I had it just perfect. Let me put this under here. I had it just perfect, so I don't know why I had to move it. But you know. Okay, that's good enough. Okay. So I was going to do daisies again, but I don't think I'm going to today. And I also think using very soft bristle brushes are really helpful because you're not going to, the paint that's dry underneath, you're not going to scrape it by using something that's stiff. So I'm going to start out Now most of these paints have been kind of custom mixed, so that, you know, I've added different colors to them to kind of get them how I wanted to. So, but yeah, these are my trays that I got off Amazon, and I just put them in here. These are acrylics. I just put the lid on when I'm done, and that way I can kind of use them. I'm very visual, so I like to see, have them laid out, to see them, see what colors go together. I mean, you can, you know, put them all out on a palette, which is a nice way to do it too, because it's easier to mix the colors that way. But I use these little lids if I want to mix colors. But I do like the palette too. So let's see. So this is like an aqua. This was made from teal. And I just added a white to it. So that's what I'm starting off with. Is this color. And if I get a lot on the white sides, I'll just go back and touch that up a little bit. If I get some on there, I don't mind, but this is going on pretty good. I keep seeing cat hair in there. Everything's got cat hair in it around this house. I don't know how people do with more cats. My gosh. So I'm adding this olive green at the bottom that I made. This was just like a Kelly green, and I added a little bit of orange and purple to it to make it more olivey. I don't know if I should try to get these cat hairs out of here. Gosh. I don't know how to get in my paints. I mean, my paints are closed. Oh, goodness sakes. Oh, well. So I've been, yeah, so if you watched my videos at all, I've even added more stuff to the shed that I turned into a little pottery shop, art shop. I'm debuting it this Saturday. I have a little sale at my house, 10 to 3. And hopefully I sell some stuff because I've got so much. I used to do like an art show every month, and because of my knee and my arthritis, I don't do as much. Well, this year I don't know if I'll do any, except at my house. I used to do the Weber's Pumpkin Festival, but I don't think I even got invited back this year. I guess because last year I had to not do it because of my knee. I hurt my knee right before the show and was worried about trying to unload and load everything and by myself, and you know, trying to make it to the bathroom in the middle of the day with a cane. I thought, oh boy, that could be bad. So yes, I don't, you know, and it's a shame because it's a very coveted show. It's a 2-day show, and they get so much traffic. Oh my gosh, there's a waiting list to get into it too. So, but once I get my knee done, I'll get back on the waiting list maybe. And what was so nice about that art show is that you could set up the day before. So the next morning you just go down and set up. You know, I hate the ones, I shouldn't say hate them, but the ones you got to get there like at 6 or 7 a.m. and spend 3 hours setting up, and you're sweating and you look like crap, and then you have to sit there all day and do a show. I don't like this as much. So you can use you can use any acrylics on this glass. Some people use house paint. You can use latex house paint. So whatever, you know, that's a lot cheaper than the latex house paint. So if you were going to paint a lot of these, I would definitely go with the latex house paint. Get the outdoor paint. There we go. With it being so humid out today, this may not dry to me, which is fine by me. I think that'll be okay. So let's see here. So it's not hard to paint on a window, but like I said, it's now since it was raining out today, this hasn't dried, but normal conditions, this have dried already. And when this paint dries, if you go back over it with something that's too much moisture in it, it will bubble up off the glass. I had that happen on another one I did. I did a winter scene back in December, and I put the first coat on the back, but I wanted to put another coat on the back. So as I'm brushing the second coat over the back, it's starting to bubble up, and I'm like, oh gosh, you know, like, oh geez, you know, so the last thing I need is that thing taken, starting to bubble off. So anyway, so yeah, this doesn't look like it's going to dry, so that might be a good thing. Okay, so I'm going to do those flowers you've seen me do on many occasions. I'm going to do the poppies. Some people call them roses. I like to think of them as poppies, really. Maybe over just a little bit. There we go. Still feels a little dark. I don't know why. I got all these lights on, but this house is kind of weird. There's no overhead lights. It's just a big ceiling fan, and there's no attic, so there's no way to get up, no way to hang lights unless you run an electric cord up the side of the wall and over to the ceiling, because like the ceiling is all vaulted, and there's, like I said, there's no attic at all, so it makes it very difficult to hang overhead lights. Okay, I'm going to try to find a soft brush. This one feels very soft. This is just a master's touch from Hobby Lobby. These flowers are pretty simple. I'm trying to decide if I want to add white down first. I'll try it on this one. I got all this white left over from the daisies. I'm going to have to put this in something, I guess. So let's see here. Some people, you know, are good about planning out their paintings. I really don't plan them out. I kind of fly by the seat of my pants. I almost put that right below this too, and I thought that would look like a nose, so I quick changed my mind. Try to be as random as you can, just like they would be in a field. And they really should be, some should be touching each other. I'm kind of bad about doing that. I always paint a neat painting, and that's kind of really, you want them to be touching and overflowing, and like they would in a field. You know, they're not all separated in a field. But trying to look at the overall composition of this. And I think I'm going to put one down here. It looks like it flows pretty good. I'm missing something here. I'm going to make this one a little bit bigger. Maybe make this one a little bit bigger. You don't want them all kind of the same size, because that makes for a boring painting. I think that's good for now. Let's see here. I'm going to go on to a dark pink. It's a magenta. This one I did not mix. Isn't it pretty color? It's magenta. One of my favorites. So let's see here. These, it's really nice that this paint is not drying. Because it's, like I said, because it's so humid, it's flowing very nicely, and so maybe I just have to paint on rainy days. Saturday morning, I'm going to try to do another video of the she shed and all the products that I have in there. And if I do, well, I'm sure I'll have a lot left over. People have been asking me about shipping, and I didn't want to ship. I mean, there's, you know, some of the stuff's like these $5 bowls are kind of hard to ship, because I mean, the shipping be more than the bowl. So I don't know if that would be, you know, worth it to you guys or not. But it's not that I'm against shipping. It's the way of the world now, isn't it? Shipping. So we'll see what I have left and see if anybody's interested in what I have left, as long as you guys want to pay the shipping. I feel like there should be something different here. I'm happy with the sides, I think. Let's see, what do you guys think? These windows are really hard to come by. I've been looking online for some at the Facebook Marketplace, and most of the time when you call, if they've got little ones like this, they're like $20. They want a lot of money for, which I guess I can't blame them since they're so hard to find, but it makes it very difficult to make any money on them. I'm gonna try to sell these, I think, for $75. I know my friend used to do this, and I think she got $100 for them, but yeah, I don't know. I got a little bit of this purple I want to try. Let's see. Not sure if I like the purple one or not. I do need contrast though, so you always want a little bit of contrast. but it's kind of muddying it up a little bit, I feel like. But it's like it's turning out to be a nice day. I have to be careful here because it's going to want to mix and mix and become muddy. It's going to end up, you know, you got to be careful you end up with all one color. So I got a little bit of lilac here. I say if you don't like it, you can always go back and paint over it too. It's not the end of the world. I'm kind of liking that. I like this one. This one's turning out kind of pretty. I'll give you guys an up close when I'm done. I'm liking those two. My poppies are ready to bloom out front. I can't wait till they bloom. I'm hoping that we don't have much rain after they bloom, because it always seems like after they bloom, then it rains and then you knock them all over. They don't seem to last very long. And they're just gorgeous flowers, and they're perennials, so they come back every year, which is nice. Let's see here. It's kind of nice that these aren't, that it's so humid, because I wish it was like this when I was painting the daisies. Let's see here. Here we go. Oh, some of them. I love to leave some of the brush strokes in there. Like I said, you just have to be careful. You don't keep going over it, so you end up with all one color. And I tend to do that. It's like, you're not happy with how it looks. So, in fact, I should have put some facing different directions, and I could still do that to a couple of them, which I may try to do here. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not really happy with how that looks. But maybe get a little bit of white. They're usually pretty dark red when they, well, I guess it depends on what color too, but then I'll put green over the bottom, so hopefully that'll dry out. Before I didn't want it to dry, and now I'm kind of wishing it would dry a little bit. Because when I'm brushing this on here, it's like it's brushing it off all the way down to the glass. And I got one of the softest brushes I have. Here's a hot pink. Let's see what this looks like. Oh, it might be a bit much. I'll blend it in a little bit. Yeah, I didn't like that hot pink. That's a little too bright, I think. I add a touch of purple to my magenta to darken it just a little bit. Oh gosh, here comes Millie. Hi, Millie. Oh. Yeah, you can't come over here, can you? Huh? That one looks good. I like that one. I'm going to add some of this magenta as another contrast. Try to get some of that dark color back. Hopefully I don't ruin it. I think up here I'm going to add some lavender, a touch of purple, maybe a little bit more purple. I want this inside to be a little bit darker. I'm not used to painting on something quite this big. It probably would be nice to get a big easel if I was going to keep doing these and set them on an easel. I bought a smaller easel. I don't know if you can see it in the background, but it's sitting on my table over there. Now, I hope those kind of dry because I'm trying to make it look like it's darker on the inside. Oh, here she comes around the other side. Hello, Millie. Hello, pretty girl. Can you see I'm busy here, huh? Can you see I'm busy here? You're right in the camera. Do not step in the paint. She's so nosy. Where you going now, huh? Sometimes she just walks right in the middle of my painting. I'm going to gently add some pink to that. Yeah, this is not drying at all. It's really, it's really funny because, my gosh, when I was doing the daisies the other day, it dried so fast, and you know, this is like a whole nother experience. It's not drying at all. I don't see it. It's running a little bit right there, but I don't want it to run. Okay, let's see here. Let's add some pinks here. This was just magenta and white that I mixed together a while back or something. I'm almost out of that. Adding some magenta there for show some differentials or some difference between the petals, you know. I'm going to add a little bit of white to this one. This one's going to have more white mixed in. Like I said, I got to be so careful because it wants to all mix together, because it's like paint with oils. And gosh, years ago when I took some art lessons up at the college, I painted with oils, but whew, that's been really a long time ago. That's a whole nother artistic talent, is paint with oils. I think once you got used to it, you'd be okay, but it would take some getting used to. This is a little too purple for my liking. Let's see. Trying to decide what I want to do here. I really wanted the background to be more magenta. I'm going to change my brush, I think. This brush is soft, but maybe one that's a little more flat, like I painted the background with. Get that. This is probably a little wide from what I want. Let's see. I think this one's going to be better. This one's a little bit more narrow. You see that? This is a Aqua Elite Princeton. This one I got from Michael's. This was a little bit more expensive, but I think this one will be better. I think I'll get better brush strokes out of this one. I might have to make some more pink. I'm out of pink. Yeah, I'm liking this one, but I have to get used to it again, huh? I'm gonna get into my bin here. Let's see if I can find my magenta. There we go. It's actually I can't even pronounce it. Krylon. Quinacridone? I don't know. I'm not saying it right, I'm sure. But okay. I love that color though. Oh my gosh, it's just so beautiful. I might have actually used this cheap one, Folk Art Matte. That might be what I used in it, because that looks darker than that. I was trying to use up all my really cheap ones. I don't like to. I'm not a fan of the really cheap ones anymore. They supposedly they don't hold up over time. So, not that my paintings are gonna last forever, I guess, but if you're gonna go to the trouble to paint something, you want it to. If somebody purchases it, you want it to last. Okay, I'm gonna mix this up, but I hope I didn't put too much magenta in here, because I don't know, I may end up with the same color next to it. It's pretty close, but I'll add some more white later. I shouldn't have added so much paint in here, because when these are empty, I like to wash them out. and start over. The paint just peels off of here. It must be 3 o'clock. All the kids are getting out of school. I hear all the school buses going by. Okay. Rinse my, oh sorry, I'm shaking the camera. Rinsing my brush out. I gotta take care of these other brushes. Some of these are pretty expensive. Not very good about taking care of brushes usually. But when you start paying good money for them, then you're like, I guess I better. Okay. I think that's why I don't have that dark color, because I had a lighter color in there. I'm going to add some magenta to this one here and darken it up so I get that richer color there. So I really don't want to add, there we go. Oh, that's pretty. There we go. There we go, like that. Can you see the look at the difference of that? Wow. Let's see here. I can hear the wind blowing, so I think we're done with the rain here today. I think I'm gonna add. I'm gonna set this brush down. I'm gonna get a narrower brush and see about adding some of this lighter pink with a narrow brush. And then I'm going to get a touch of white in there. There we go, I like that too. Get this little guy down there, a little bit of color. What's today? Wednesday? Today is Wednesday. Hopefully I can get this uploaded for you today. I had some other ones too I wanted to do, but I've been so busy with the trailer that I haven't got around to painting much this week. And I was going to do a kiln unloading video where I teach at, and when I got there on yesterday, the kiln had turned off in the middle of a cycle and just completely shut down. I said, well, that's typical because I have I've got a lot of pieces in there. And so, the last time I did an art show, the whole kiln blew up. Someone had come in there, some maintenance guy, and shut the power off. And in shutting the power off, it bypassed the preheat, and I had like a 10-hour preheat because I wasn't going to be there, and so I knew stuff was kind of damp, going in. So I did a 10-hour preheat, would bypass that, and of course you know what happens when you fire pottery, it's damp. Kaboom! So I had like 5 big bowls in there, just they were beautiful bowls. Blew them all up. So when I went in there yesterday, and I mean, the kiln didn't have any power at all. I've never seen that before. I don't know. I'm not sure, you know, what happened, because if there's no power, then there's no, I can't read the error message. You know, there's no error message. Can't talk. There's no error message to read. So, so I don't know. They were supposed to get an electrician in there, hopefully today, and see if it's the rec center where I teach at. See if it's their problem, you know, in the power source. If we blew a fuse, you know, or something like that. Or if we have to call up the local clay supplier where we bought the thing from and have them come out and take a look at it. I don't even know where to begin without seeing an error message. We just had it serviced though. Like last fall, we just had it serviced. So I don't think they changed the relays, but you know, if a relay goes bad, it shouldn't turn off the whole kiln. So I don't know. I don't know what happened. I'm hoping we just blew a fuse, but then I don't know why we would have blown a fuse. But I don't know if you guys ever had that happen where your kiln lost power. I unplugged it and plugged it in a few times. I don't know, thinking that would do something, but you know, that didn't do anything. And if it did blow a fuse, there's got to be a reason why it did. So I unloaded the whole kiln and put it in another kiln. So it's running now. So when I go in tomorrow morning, I'll say a Hail Mary and hopefully it didn't ruin anything, because it was in the middle of the firing when the kiln shut down. So you just never know with pottery, do you? That's the one thing that's nice about, you know, painting with acrylics. What you see is what you get. If you screw up, you let it dry and paint it over. I ordered some kiwi underglazes, and I don't know when they'll come. And then I ordered some Pazzler underglazes. I thought I'd give them a try. Have any of you guys used those? I know someone on here suggested the kiwi. I'm sorry, I can't remember who it was. So I thought I'd give them a try because they said that they don't burn out a cone 5.5 or 6. So here's hoping they don't burn out. Well, I haven't gotten them yet, but I'm going to do you know, I'll do a video on them so you guys can see, because you know they're expensive. Gosh, I know I keep saying that, but everything. I mean, gosh, it was a set of 12, I think, or close to $100 by the time you pay for shipping and all that. And so I didn't get all the colors. But yeah, it can be quite expensive. I'm not liking this all. I think this has got too much purple in it. I love this. This is my favorite color. Even when I get geraniums, I get the hot pink ones and the dark magenta pink ones. Let's see here. I'm gonna get a little bit of white here, and try to make these look kind of like buds. I don't know how I'm going to put the green underneath if I can't get it to dry. I guess I could turn the video off and wait. I do have a hair dryer that I use on occasion to speed up the drying. These colors are so pretty. There's something in there. Piece of hair, probably a piece of cat hair. Okay. I really don't rinse my brush out a lot. I just kind of wipe it off on a paper towel and keep going. So I know I'll go back and I'll touch up this white on the inside so you won't see that when I'm done. Not liking that one too much. Get a little bit more magenta. Gotta be careful. I don't have them all the same color though. I tend to do that too. I make them all my favorite color. But there we go. They're going to get yellow centers. So I don't like this one up here. It's too puffy. It's more like a rose than a peony. Peonies are really more round. Yeah, just a touch of white here. I can tell it's starting to dry a little bit because it doesn't want to blend anything, but that's all right. I'd like it to dry out a little bit too, because when I put the green stems on and stuff, I really don't want those to mix too much. This one I just can't leave alone, can I? Sometimes you just gotta, sometimes it's good to leave them alone and come back the next day, but I don't really have that patience. So I also wanted to say that when I go into the studio tomorrow, I am going to paint, I'm going to make ceramic frames for stained glass. So I really, I'm gonna make some ceramic frames to paint on. Vaughn Smith, I believe it's his wife who paints on, and I never thought about painting on ceramic with acrylic. I think, well, I think she paints on there with underglazes, probably with a clear. But mine will be acrylics. Okay, let's see. I'm not liking this one up here. I think it's too white. Okay. I like that this one. Oops. Whoops. I like that this one has a center. It looks more like it's got a center. Now, Lisa, you just messed that up. This one was running just a little bit, but that'll probably ruin it. Don't ruin it, Lisa. There we go. It's hard to get this one. This one here I'm having problems with. It's hard for me to see in the glare, but it needs I think it needs a touch of lavender. To help bring that lavender over to there. That one's just a mess. I don't know. I think I got too much going on. That's the problem. Too many little brush strokes. There we go. I think that's better. And then maybe this one, they had a... There we go. And then this one up here. Oh, maybe a little bit dark magenta at the bottom. Yeah, I like that one better. Let's see. Maybe just add a bit of this to the bottom. Add a little shadow, a little shading. I haven't decided if I'm going to outline these. I guess, I'm not sure if I'll outline them in black or not. You know me, I probably will. Probably will. When I outlined the daisy, it just really made it so much better. Oh, goodness. I got more paint on my towel here in front of me than I do on the painting. Let's see. I'm sitting, excuse me. I don't like this one. I'm not sure why. But I'm not, it's, I gotta gotta reach the top. I make it look like they're kind of going off the picture frame. Like I said, I'll clean it up later when everything dries. That looks better there. So let's do the same thing over here. I guess I should check how long my video is, huh? Sometimes I get paint and I forget to look, and gosh, the last one was like, oh my gosh, it was an hour and 40 minutes. I'm like, oh my gosh, no one will, crazy to have them that long. Okay. Keep going back and forth. Like I said, it's like the paint is so gooey. When you paint on it, it just brushes it off. You're not really adding paint; it's just smearing it around. It's really weird. I don't like that. It's so much different than painting on a canvas. Sure, that looks better then. Yeah, it looks better too. I don't like the two. So now I'm getting too many. I think I think I gotta end it here. I gotta move on. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is do the stems. How much time are we on? 58. We're on almost an hour. So I'm gonna draw in some stems. I'm probably gonna have to mix up some paint here because probably gonna have to add some white in order for these stems to show up. So I'm going to take some of this, this is green gold. And I'm going to get some of this white. I got all this white left over, so I may as well use it. Use a fatter brush here. Whenever you're doing a painting, and this goes for really painting with underglazes, acrylics, and watercolor, but you want some contrast. So I've got a little bit of contrast with the purple, not a lot, but add a little bit of this teal too. So let's tempted to add some purple, but I add a little more teal. I'm going to add a touch more of the white. Oops. to get some more of this pure golden green in here. But it kind of, that's what I use on the background, so it's not showing up real well. So I'm going to go back to some of this teal. I think that's real pretty anyway. And just put some loose foliage in here. I'm not worried too much about stems right now. And the more they curve, and it gives the painting movement. You don't want them all straight up and down. Let's see. I'm going to get a narrower brush here, and I'm going to dip it directly into the teal. This is really running down here. I had all these pretty colors in my palette here, but I'm just going to add a bunch of pretty colors down here for the foliage. It's turning out really pretty. You guys still there? Have you fallen asleep yet? Oh my goodness. Let's see here. Oh, it is starting to dry a little bit. That's kind of a good thing here. I'd like to add some leaves and not mix them. I think it's gonna be like 4 o'clock. I I gotta think what I'm doing for dinner today. My roast turned out good the other night. I think it's too hot. Oh, that's right. We're doing lasagna tonight. That's right. We bought some. Just some Stouffer's. I prefer mine better, but I've been so busy with painting, you know, working on the she shed and everything, that my husband went out and went to the grocery store, and we just got a Stouffer's. That's pretty good too. Stouffer's, a salad, and some garlic bread. I don't know what time it is though, but my stomach's getting hungry. I've been so hungry lately. I think it's because I've been working so hard. I'm not used to really staying busy morning, noon, and night. Like I've been sleeping good too. Like I go to bed and I fall asleep almost instantly. My body's been hurting though. Gosh. I'm not used to, like I said, I'm not used to being that physical. But thank goodness my son painted the shed for me on the inside, because painting over your head is really hard. Holding your arms up like that. He's young though, he can do it. I'm glad I painted the whole inside of it white. It really makes everything pop. This is kind of a bold move. Going up over the top of a flower. I'll tell you a good show. I don't know if you guys watched the Great Pottery Throwdown, but Keith Brymer Jones, he's from England. He's the one who does the Great Pottery Throwdown. And he and his wife Marge bought a chapel in, I'm going to say it wrong. I think it's in North Wales or something. I can't remember what the little town is called. But the show is on YouTube, so you can watch it. Anybody can watch it. It's on, you can watch it on your phone. You can watch it, and you can direct it to your TV if you want. But I just watch it on my phone. But he and his wife Marge bought this old chapel, and it had been abandoned for years. It needs so much. But I've only seen, I guess I'm on the 3rd episode. I think they're on, might be episode, 4 or 5 or something. But it's really a neat show. They've got this wild taste in colors. I think our kitchen is like a coral red. The bathroom's black, and the living room's like blue, dark blue. You can tell they have a real taste for color. You can tell they're artists. Artists tend to want something different. I know I always did. Although if you look around, my house is pretty bland. Oh, the sun must be coming out. I'm getting hot again. Oh, I'm dying to, we don't have the air on yet, but oh my gosh, I'm dying to turn the air on. My husband will say no, but this paint will never dry. Oh, so what do you think? It's coming along. If I don't die of heat first. I'm going to have to get some more green, I think, here. And get a little bit more white. I need to get some more teal. Let me get some teal out. I'm going to turn this fan towards me before I see my fan over here before I roast. Oh, it feels better. Maybe that'll help dry it too a little bit. Let's see where my teal is here. Cobalt. It's actually called cobalt turquoise. Oh, it feels a little better. I'm sure once the sun, oh, that's empty. I'm sure once the sun goes down, it'll cool down. When it was raining before, it got really cool. Okay, let's see what I missed here. Oh, gosh, that fan feels good. I swore when I was freezing in the winter time, I swore I was not going to complain about the heat. But this is humidity, right? It's not the same thing. Oh, here we go. Trying to highlight this. I want to showcase the stems a little more to stand out from the other stems I've got here. So I'm just gonna add get a touch of white to some of them. That's got a lot of, this one's got a lot of paint on it. Okay, so we have to give this one a stem. Oh, it's going to drip down. Okay, let's go over here. Put a little bit of green. I don't mind that it's blending with the pink. So remember, the bigger the flower, the bigger the petals. There we go. Have you fallen asleep yet? You probably have. I don't like that blue that I put on that one, so I'm going to go back and add a little bit of white to the green. be a lot easier if I had a picture to go from, but I've never really, I need to start, you know, doing that, I guess, is going off of pictures, but I've never really done that. I always kind of have a vision in my head and then just go with it, but it doesn't always turn out good because of that, though. You know, it's a lot easier when you're looking at a picture to see the shadows, and I'll definitely have to turn the camera off. Gosh, I don't know if I do the outline, because this is not going to dry for a long time. I'm going to add a little bit more white, and I'm going to add a little bit of yellow in. Let's see what the yellow does. I had planned on big, bold stems at the bottom in my head, so I think I'm going to go back to that. I'm mixing up, if you can see, I'm mixing up some paint here. But I'm going to try to darken it. I'm going to add just a touch of black, because I don't want to add too much blue. I mean, oh, my nose is itching. We've had allergies so bad. All that tree pollen. Well, I'm allergic to mold, so there we go. It's a little bit too much black in it, so I'm going to add a touch of green. There we go. I think that's good. I just heard a rumble of thunder. Well, there could be a plane taking off. We're close to the airport. So you can see these lines are getting kind of funny. Like this is wanting to run, and I don't like this line that I did in the front there. I like that it's in the front, but it's, I'm trying to get a little bit more narrow brush and see if I can't clean it up a little bit. I really don't want them as wide, the stems as wide as they are, but let's see. There we go. Let's put a little bit of white in here. Not liking too much of that yellow, a little bit too much. Oh, goodness sakes. I now need to, I need to put a stem in. at the top here. Get the cat hair off of there. Let's see here. I had to give Charlie a bath last week, did I tell you that? Oh my gosh, he got loose, and the next thing I know, he's running around rolling in the black mulch. Gosh. Oh. I think that's okay. I don't like this stem here, but I'm going to let it go because I like that it's in front of that one. And okay, trying to decide if I should put another leaf or up in front of the flower. It pushes the flower back a little bit, but it also makes it look like they're not just laying on the glass. I'm going to bring this, well, part of this back out. I know I'm playing around with these things too much here. Now I'm mixing a little bit of light blue, which I think I'm going to stay with the teal. Okay, make sure every flower has a stem. And I think I'm gonna put some, I like to put some pebbles at the bottom. I don't know if this will work or not because there's so much. Oh gosh, I got Charlie's hair in there. Goodness sakes. This brown's really watery for some reason. Jeez. So I'll probably just add some droplets. It's gonna run down. It's really, really watery. Jeez. Let's see if I get some out of the jar if it's this watery. I'm going to squirt some here on my paper towel. I'm using some burnt sienna. Yeah, this is much better. I added too much water for some reason to that. Probably because when I'm done painting, I usually just give my paint a spritz of water, and if I haven't used it that much, then the water probably, builds up. Whereas the other ones, I'm constantly adding other you know, more paint to it. You should see, so my she shed. My gosh, every time I go in there, I cram more stuff in there. There is so much stuff crammed in that shed. every inch of space is accounted for. Oh, you don't realize how much stuff you have until you start, you know, adding it to, you know, getting it all together in one room, and then you're like, wow, I have way too much inventory. That's why I did mark a lot of stuff down. I know people say, oh, they won't buy it if it's cheap, because it, you know, and it feels cheap, but I don't know, where I'm from, they like cheap. They like a bargain. There's good bargain hunters where I'm from. I mean, who doesn't like a bargain? I'm going to put this back in here. And I think I'm done. I'm going to outline it. But I'm already an hour and a half. So I think what I'm going to do is turn this video off and wait till this dries. And then I will flip it back on when the paint's dry. I think I'll put a fan on it. See if I can get it to dry. It's so funny. Like I said, it was drying so fast last week. It was drying too fast, and now I can't get it to dry. Okay, so I'm going to say goodbye for a few minutes, and I'll be back. Hello everyone, I'm back. So I let it dry in front of the fan, and I realized that I had forgot to add the yellow dots. So I'm not sure. I don't know. I've debated whether I want to add the black. I'm not sure I want to add the black. The one thing I'm thinking of is adding things coming out, but they really don't. Poppies do, but these don't really have black dots coming out or black dots around the side. They're all the same color. I think the black would look good here, but I don't know if it would look good here and then not everywhere. Maybe I'll just try my thin marker. Hi, Charlie. Charlie just brought me his purple bear. I'm trying to do a video, Charlie. I decided not to do the black, and then, what do you guys think? I am just so torn about doing the black. I'm afraid, I'm going to sit on it. I'm afraid I'm going to ruin it. I'm afraid the black color is going to be too harsh for this. Let me stand this up and you guys tell me what you think. If you think I really need the black, I can go back and add it. Let me, my table's not big enough. Okay. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. Loosen this. Gosh darn it. Let me see if I can, there we go. Let's see if I can adjust it. Okay, I'm going to move this back a little bit. I got this box here. Hi, Molly. Molly, my other kitty cat, is here. What are you doing? She guess she wants to get in the box. Is that your box, huh? Let me put that over there. Oh, okay. So there's the other, so there it is. So, oh, Charlie. So I don't know. I'm afraid if I do the black, you know, I'd really like to have some black around these leaves and the petals there. But I'm afraid it's going to be too harsh. like I want the flowers to stay soft looking. I could do black just here, but then I think it would look odd to not have black around the flowers, and maybe just black on the leaves and the grass and stuff. But I'm torn. I'm really torn because I want it here, but I don't want it on the flowers. And I don't know. When I look at it as a whole, it looks really nice. You know, I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm really torn on it. Let me know what you think. I'm gonna set it aside and think about it. I'm dying to get my black marker in there and do that. But I've done that before on these types of flowers, and you end up with a circle, and you lose some of the brush strokes and things by doing that. But I think you gain some interest, you know, down there. So, you know, I could do a thin marker. You know, look at me. I can't stand it, can I? Oh gosh. I know. I'm gonna. Oh, it's killing me not to. It's killing me not to do it. But okay. I just can't stand it. I can't stand it. Ah. But I'm not gonna do the flowers. Should I? Okay, I'm wasting time. I don't know. I gotta put it down. Okay, I know you think I'm crazy. I am crazy. I am crazy because you know I am with that black marker. I'm gonna think about it. I'm gonna think about it because I really like it, and I'm really afraid it's gonna be too dark. If I do anything, it'll be the thin marker just on the green. But I'm going to think about it. Let me know what you think. And thanks for watching.